All right, hello everybody. So I'm trying to get my Opal Icemaker working. So the problem I'm having is that as soon as everything seems to work, auger works, pumps water, all that, but as soon as the compressor starts, you can hear it trip and it shuts off and it doesn't make ice. Now it was making ice. So what really happened, we went on a long trip. We were gone for about 2.5 months in the summer. I unplugged the machine, cleaned it out, used vinegar, all that stuff. The machine was completely dry, unplugged, sat on a counter. For whatever reason, when we came home, it just didn't want to work correctly. So it's not like it got a power surge or something while we were away, because like I said, it was unplugged. But it's kind of started making ice when we got home, and then it just didn't want to. And then one day it just ran for a really long time, and I think it actually blew the thermal relay here, the overload relay. So I'm assuming it's either between this relay or this relay that's bad. I'm kind of going with this one. This is the one that kind of helps kickstart the compressor, give it that little extra jolt of energy. But I'm going to try to replace them both. So I've narrowed it down to the fact I went out and bought, and by the way, I am no expert at this, but I went out and bought a multimeter. Go to YouTube. You're never too old to learn, man. And you go to YouTube and they tell you how to test the compressor. So I've got my ohms set to just sound. So I'm going to test my compressor to see if my compressor's shot. Because if the compressor's shot, the whole thing's basically trash. So we're going to touch these bottom two first. We get a tone. So that tells me that, I'm going to take these little covers off. That tells me that the compressor, those two little switches are fine. And then we're going to go to the right to the top. We got a tone. We're gonna go left to the top. We got a tone, all right? And then another person said that a way to test it is if you hit one of these and touch the compressor, if it makes a tone now, when you're touching one of the pins and the compressor, then you've got a bad compressor. It's not making a tone. So as far as I know, the compressor should be good. So we're gonna go ahead and test the thermal relay. And if you notice, there's a little tiny button here. You wanna get your leads off easily, push that button in, they pull right off. So we're gonna test, see if that shows up on camera. Yeah, so we're gonna hit the relay where it plugs to the pin. Oh, we gotta switch this to a reading. Where it plugs to the pin, and then it plugs here. All right, so this is making me wonder because this thing jumps all over the place. What's going on? All right. I mean, we can even try switching black, red, shouldn't matter. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of going crazy. It's not holding anywhere steady. And then I'm going to plug that one back in real quick. And then when we take this one, same thing, push that little pin, pull your lead right off. So for this one, we come in here on one side, and we come in here on the other side. And I am getting a reading. So, but I'm really thinking it's this part here, the thermal overload. But basically you can buy these two parts in a kit together. Now you have to watch out. This is a Clix-On. They're both actually, I think, Clix-On, which was made by Texas Instruments for a while. Then Texas Instruments sold it to Sensata. And I sent Sensata an email to see if they make this very same one, because this is a 734 PFB-YY. So all these numbers end up designated it as a 200, I think it's a 220 volt is the YY. And the PFB says that it has 125 top temp and a 61 degree nominal temp for operating. I don't know if they make this anymore. I can't find it online, so I might have to find something pretty close. They make one that's in the 700 category that is rated, I think it's 130 degrees to like 61 or something. So I might have to go with that. But you want to get the same part number if you can. Now, if they've discontinued it, there's not much you can do. And then these, kind of the same thing. You really want to get something that's similar. This one I think says 8EA on it. And from what I understand online, most of these will be in 8EA, but that's kind of what you want as far as amps that they can handle and whatnot. So that's kind of how you're going to diagnose, whether you've got a bad compressor or probably bad, thermal overload, startup relays here. These are about, 15 to 20 bucks, maybe 30 bucks total online for both of them. Compressor is going to run you probably $150, $200, if not more. Plus you got the Freon and all to deal with, which is why I'm saying that it's probably garbage if that's gone. But if you can replace both these parts rather easily, that's what you do. And by the way, all you do is this one plugs into the bottom too, and you just pull it off straight, and this one will be behind it. The pin goes through here, so it's behind the black thing. So you have to get the black one off first, and then you just pull this one off, and you just put them right back on, and it's no big deal. So anyway, that's how I'm diagnosing this Opal Ice machine to try to get this thing to work again. I will keep you updated on what parts I end up getting that work, and we'll see if we can get this machine running again. All right, thanks.